Hello backpackers, hikers, and other outdoor enthusiasts. My name is Richard Hutnik and I'm here to tell you about Giardia and its dangers to you while you enjoy the outdoors. Giardia lamblia, usually abbreviated as Giardia and often referred to as hiker's scourge, is a microscopic parasite that can infect warm-blooded animals and humans and can make you very sick as it causes the illness known as giardiasis. So what is giardiasis? Well, giardiasis is the parasitic disease associated with consumption of the Giardia lamblia cysts and is the most frequently diagnosed parasitic disease in the US and among travelers with chronic diarrhea. So how do you know if you have giardiasis? Well, if you have the following signs and symptoms which could last 2 weeks or longer, and these signs and symptoms are diarrhea, gas, greasy stools, upset stomach or vomiting, and dehydration from the loss of fluids. Longer-term symptoms include weight loss and in children slow their development and cause malnutrition. As per the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, because giardiasis can be excreted intermittently, multiple stool collections, 3 stool specimens collected on separate days, increase test sensitivity when testing for Giardia. So as a result, only molecular testing of stool samples at a lab is the sure way to identify whether or not an individual is infected with Giardia. So the routes of infection for giardiasis, it's a global disease which infects 2% of adults and 6 to 8% of children in developed countries and nearly 33% of people in developing countries. People become infected with giardiasis by swallowing giardiasis found in contaminated water. Water gets infected due to exposure to Giardia-infected fecal material. An infected person or animal, such as beavers, which spread Giardia into water prevalently due to living in and around water, might shed 1 to 10 billion cysts in their feces, which can survive in cyst form for several months. And the victim only needs to swallow 10 cysts to become ill, and symptoms begin 1 to 3 weeks after infection. Giardiasis, as a result of the Giardia infection, is treated with the use of several prescription drugs. An example of one of these medications would be Flagyl, which has the active ingredient metronidazole, which is an antimicrobial and antibacterial drug. To further understand the microbe that causes all this trouble, Giardia has 2 forms of existence, the trophozoite and a cyst. As demonstrated in this diagram from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, Giardia exists in cyst forms when not actively inside a host. When ingested by its host, the Giardia cyst opens up into a trophozoite inside the intestinal tract of the host and begins reproducing cysts. The cysts produced by the trophozoites are then released in the host stool, continuing the parasite's life cycle. So for you outdoor enthusiasts, to prevent infection and to prevent coming down with giardiasis, you should treat all water in the backcountry as if it's contaminated. Due to Giardia's resistance to UV light elimination and to chemical treatment, it is recommended that the backcountry traveler either use a portable water filter, such as the one pictured above, or boil the water, which is 100% effective and kills Giardia instantly. So remember, treat all backcountry water as if it's contaminated with bacteria and microbes such as Giardia. And as a result of that precaution, be sure to treat all backcountry water before you consume it. And most of all, have fun.